Hey guys, this is Jessie. This is my new podcast called I Don't Give a Care. And if you're new here, then it's so nice to have you here with me. And I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, for a few years now. And I'm finally getting the balls to just do it. I've actually filmed this a few times now, and it was just never good enough for me. So let's hope this is the one. So I'm so glad you're joining me today, and I can't wait to get into it. As you may know by the title and everything I've posted, this is called the I Don't Give a Care podcast. And the reason I decided to call it this is because we all care too much, like way too much. We're all not following our dreams, doing what we love to do, and living our life the way we authentically should be. And this is very personal for me because I have literally cared way too much my entire life. So before I get into anything else, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jessie, and I am 26 years old. I'm a 99 baby. I live in Ontario, Canada, so right now I'm literally living through blizzard after blizzard after blizzard. I also went to McMaster University for communications, multimedia, and I got a degree in that. And outside of that, I'm also a photographer, videographer, and I've been freelancing for a few years now doing that. I'm kind of a job hopper, if I'm being honest, because I don't really like to work for other people. My dream has always been to work for myself, and I've always wanted to create. More about me, I have 3 dogs and 3 cats, so my house is literally a zoo. Like, there's hair everywhere, but they are my life. And my favorite things to do are to go on hikes with them and just being in nature, going to the beach, things like that. I absolutely love that. Okay, some other little things about me. My favorite shows are like mystical shows. So my top favorite show ever is Vampire Diaries. And of course, Stranger Things. Oh my God, if you watch the ending, I literally bawled the entire episode. I'm still that upset that it ended. I'm a Gemini sun, a Gemini rising, and an Aquarius moon. So that means I'm literally a full airhead, like in my big 3. All my life, I've been literally called an airhead. And not that people thought I was like stupid. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of people that call me stupid, but I've been kind of like ditzy or just literally airheady my whole life. And it all makes sense now because I literally have so much air in my chart. I also have 2 siblings. I have a younger sister and an older brother, but unfortunately my older brother passed away 3 years ago now. And that actually led me to where I am now today, wanting to do this podcast, and also the meaning behind the name, I Don't Give a Care. After my brother passed away back in 2022, it was a very rough time for myself and my family, of course. Something that helped me kind of get through those really, really initial hard times and kind of the shock of it all. We're listening to other people's podcasts and also people's grief journeys and other people's experiences. So if I could help other people heal in the same way that other people have helped me heal, that would be amazing. And personally, I've gone through a crazy amount of experiences in my 26 years of life, good and bad. And if I could help people and just talk about my experiences and anything that I've gone through, if I could potentially find community through that, or find people that can relate, or help people heal, that would be like a dream come true, because that's all I ever want, is to like lift people up and just spread that positivity. And also just talk about our experiences and know that we're not alone. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We're all going through a lot of the same shit together. Like, so many people are out there going through the same thing that you are. And we wouldn't know about that if it wasn't for people posting YouTube videos, podcasts, social media. We wouldn't know any of this unless people were talking about it. I've found out things about myself and learned things about myself that I would have never known unless I saw other people talking about their experiences, opening up to the world. So, because I'm a Gemini, we've established that, you must know that Geminis love to talk, and we love to talk about anything and everything. So that means everything is on the table when it comes to this podcast. And I'm going to list you a few of the things, the topics that you can expect when you're going to be listening to me. All right. So I have my little list here because I don't want to forget anything, because last time I filmed this, I did forget. So here we go. Some of the things you can expect to hear about: being seen and not caring, spirituality, grief and loss, toxic relationships, family dynamics, friendship, insecurities, healing, mental health, girlhood, life in your 20s, pop culture and drama, and story times, because God knows I have a lot of those to share. Like, I actually forgot about how many fucking weird experiences and crazy things I've gone through that I actually forgot about until I started like listing all of these things and writing it down and making my notes about the things I want to talk about. I'm like, wow, do I ever have a lot to get off my chest. If you're here, I'm so glad you're here to listen to me ramble, and I hope you can find some comfort in hearing the things I have to talk about, and maybe you can even relate, and I would love to connect if you can. Okay, moving on, I'm going to go back to what the inspiration is for this podcast, or who the inspiration is. And that goes back to my brother. My brother's name was Ryan, and he was my older brother. He was 6 years older, and he unfortunately passed away 3 years ago. Well, over 3 years ago now, but in October 2022. And I was 23 at the time. So we all know what they say about being the age of 23. No, it's just the worst year ever. And that was true for me. My brother, Ryan, was the inspiration for this podcast. And where do I even begin? Obviously, when someone's life is cut unfairly short, which my brother's was, he was only 29 years old. He had just become a new father of a 7-week-old baby. His name is Lowen. He's my nephew, and he is now 3.5 years old. Unfortunately, my brother didn't get much time with his own son, and he lost his life at a workplace incident. He wasn't even supposed to be at work, but he went, and he had an allergic reaction, and he passed away a few days later. Ever since that day, since we lost Ryan, I've never been the same. Like, there was who I was before my brother died, and who I am after my brother died. And I can never look at life the same again, because my view on life is just changed, like plain and simple. Like, grief will do that to you. It will literally warp your entire life. Any plans you thought you had, anything you thought about life, consider that gone, because this is your new way of living now. And what my brother's death taught me was that life is fucking short. A lot of us spend our lives just wasting it doing shit that we don't want to do, spending time with people we don't fucking even like. And the reason why I called it I don't give a care is because one of the things my brother would say all the time is, I don't even give a care. And that was one of his infamous sayings. And I actually have a bunch of his sayings on a t-shirt that I made for him. My brother, oh my God, if you knew my brother, you would know that he was crazy. Like, he was so out of the box, weird, funny, different, unique. He would just say the most weirdest shit. He just inspired me so much because he was himself. Didn't care what people thought of him. He had these very strong morals, and he would stand up for what's right. He would stand up for other people. He always did what was right. Like, he wanted everybody to be treated fairly, and he just wanted to stand up for people. And he hated when people were treated like shit for no reason or for just being who they were. And the thing about my brother was that he didn't have many enemies. And if he did, then he could turn them into friends because everybody just gravitated towards him. He'd be the loudest in the room. He has the most contagious laugh. He had this like huge lion's mane hair. Everybody would just gravitate towards him because he was the funniest. He was such a great storyteller too. Like, he just came alive, and he made everybody come alive. Like, his energy was so contagious. His positivity was literally through the roof. Funny I say that because one of his last things he said to me was that he loved my energy, that he thought my positivity was through the roof, that to never change for anybody. And I will never forget that, because all my life I've thought I was way too much, and I thought I was way too weird. I thought everybody thought I was annoying because I've been called annoying, I've been called too loud, that I talk too much. Just all these things, I've always heard it. Then there's my brother, who are all those things too, but I think he's fucking amazing. Why the fuck does anybody else's opinion matter? The only validation I really need is my own. And that's exactly how my brother would think. He only sought his own approval. He only wanted to better himself for himself. Basically, his mindset and the legacy he left has really inspired me to kind of make him proud and kind of just live the way that he lived. Like, I want to live an authentic life and make other people feel uplifted the way he did. He left such an imprint on myself and so many people's lives. Like, his celebration of life, there was like hundreds of people there. Like, it was insane. Like, I knew my brother was popular, but fuck, like, That was crazy. Like, okay, let's get into a little bit about what it means not to give a care, because I've talked about this a little bit now, but let's get really deep into what it means not to give a care. What does that even mean? Like, I keep saying that. My brother said it. Everybody says it. But what the fuck does it mean? To me, what it means to truly not give a care means to be bold, to be yourself, to be authentic, to say what you mean and mean it. This does not mean being an asshole. It does not mean being mean. Unless somebody's being an asshole to you, then yeah, I think that cancels it out. Like, you can be mean to them back. What it also means is, like, not caring about other people's opinions, not letting other people's judgment or opinions affect you. And when you truly get to this level of not caring about what people think or are saying about you, it's so freeing. Like, it's really so freeing, because you realize everybody in the universe is going to have a different perspective of you. Like, it doesn't really matter what you do, how perfect you think you are. Everybody is going to view you and perceive you in a different way. The only perception that matters is how you perceive yourself. Not giving a care, I also believe, means like standing up for what's right, for what you believe in, standing up for others, like doing what's right. Like, so many people are just complacent in life and just oh, not gonna make any noise, ruffle any feathers. But it's like, but why? Like, you're just gonna go through life like not having an opinion on anything, not helping anyone, not like trying to do better. And honestly, something that has helped me like come to this belief of just like not caring about what anybody thinks is just realizing how many other people have had to adopt this mindset. Think about any celebrity that you know, anybody in the public eye, anybody famous or anybody just super successful that did something different, that took a risk. If they gave a second thought about what people were saying about them, think they would have made it as far as they have? No, of course not. I'm going to talk a little bit about times where I've cared too much and probably still do. So I have a few little examples here. The first one that I can really think about is when I was younger. One of my dreams as a kid was to become a YouTuber. I started consistently posting YouTube videos, and I was doing the challenges, I was doing music videos, I was doing so many different things, and like I would force my sister to do them with me too, and we were actually having so much fun, and I was like actually getting good at editing, and I started posting it like to the world, to my friends and family. But as soon as I got to high school, oh my God, people would throw it in my face. They were throwing it into my face about, oh, we saw you have a YouTube channel. And like, they started playing my YouTube videos during class. I was mortified, of course, and people were posting them and shit. So obviously, I kind of gave up my dream because I cared way too much what people thought of me. Had I stuck with it, who knows how far I'd be to this day. Who knows? But it kind of breaks my heart that like little me cared so much what other people thought. But I mean, at that age, it's kind of impossible not to, especially if you're not a very confident person to begin with and people start putting those opinions on you. You don't have like a really strong self-worth. Honestly, I didn't as a kid, because a lot of my life, ever since I was little, I was always told I was annoying and too loud. A few other examples is back when I was starting university, I wouldn't go to the gym because I wasn't like a gym girl. I thought I didn't belong there, so I was like, I'm too scared to go by myself. I also didn't go to a lot of places by myself during my university days because I was just like very shy about putting myself out there, going to new places by myself. Really looking back, I mean, I cared way too much. Like, who knows about all of the people I could have met had I put myself out there and just did what I actually wanted to do and go to those places and meet the people I wanted to meet. I think a big part of that was like I had some big social anxiety, but I think the reason I had social anxiety was because I cared so much about what other people thought. I was just constantly thinking, I'm in all these people's thoughts and they're all perceiving me. But really, something I learned, this is a big one, everybody. You're not as important as you think you are. And I know that's hard to hear, but it's true. I think we all think like everybody's thinking about us all the time or cares so much what we're doing, but really everybody has their own shit going on. Everybody is the center of their own universe. And sure, maybe there are people talking about you. Maybe there are people putting their fucking opinions that don't matter onto you in your life. Of course, there's going to be people out there that do have opinions that are talking about you, but most of the time, people do not care as much as you think they do. Another way that I've kind of cared too much and still do is needing to like look my best or always need to wear makeup every time I go out in public or go anywhere. I'm not someone that can just like rock the natural look. You know what I mean? I can't. And part of the huge reason for me is because I've never been comfortable in my own skin. I've struggled with acne for a lot of my life. I mean, obviously that's going to do something to your self-confidence and how I perceive myself. It makes you care a lot about what people think, especially when people have made comments or look at you differently. But I'm getting at a point where I'm accepting me and myself and my skin for the way it is, because I've seen a lot more people openly express their struggles with their skin or their insecurities or what they look like. And we all have them. So that really helps me. But I'm obviously still learning how to do that because I cannot do that yet. But someday, hopefully I will. When did I stop caring so much? I mean, I still do care. I just said that. But when I stopped caring so much and actually started putting my real self out there more is actually mostly after my brother passed away, and also after getting away from people from my past. I started becoming my own self. I was getting my uniqueness back again because I kind of like fizzled out over the years. I became a follower. And now I want to be a leader, just like my brother was. I want to be a leader. I want to do good in the world. But after my brother passed away, something kind of switched in me. I started posting about my brother's sudden death. It was kind of freeing in a way because I was just like speaking my mind more. I was just so full of like anger and hurt and just sadness that I was like, I need to have an outlet. Like, I don't care anymore. Like, nothing in this world matters. Like, that's what happens when a tragic loss happens in your life, or anything tragic in your life happens. It really puts it into perspective of what's important and what truly matters. And after that happened, I was like, why the fuck do I care so much? Why do I put all these people on a pedestal? Why do I still care what that person from 10 years ago thinks of me? What they're saying about me? Like, this is what truly matters in the real world, and nothing else matters. Like, that's what it felt like at the time. I've healed a lot more since then, but still, it really puts it in perspective when someone close to you dies just like that, and you lose someone or you go through something tragic, just how fragile life truly is and how special it is that we're all on this planet together, living life at the same time, and that we're even here. But I think we lose focus of that because we're all immediately put into this rat race of having to work our lives away, focus on money, focus on fitting in, focus on just everything. And we all end up just ultimately caring too much about everything that does not matter instead of what truly matters. And then I started channeling my pain into art. I started taking more photos because I'm a photographer. I love taking photos. I started making videos again. I started filming myself talking. I started ranting. I started just doing a lot of things and channeling my pain into art. And what I realized after taking this step of just putting myself out there more and putting my art out there, saying what I truly felt, putting my opinions out there, talking about my grief and navigating life throughout my 20s, I'm not as alone as I thought. There were so many people that started reaching out to me that I've never talked to in my life, or people that I never thought would talk to me, and they were reaching out to me and just like telling me their experiences or telling me how me talking about certain topics helped them or how they can relate to me. And it was just so fucking amazing to hear. I felt like I was finding a sense of community, which is all we long for. We're all humans. Like, that's what our purpose is to find that community. Like, we're all social creatures, and I feel like we all long for that. Posting about my experiences and posting my art has really helped me and opened my eyes that I'm not as lonely as I think I am. I can really make a difference if I want to, and I can share my experiences because they're needed by the world too. Just like other people's experiences, I needed them. I needed to hear those and how they got through them and how they're healing still. Now, moving on, I'm going to give you a few little words of wisdom or my favorite advice about learning to not care as much. Okay, so the very first one is, of course, to surround yourself with like-minded people that don't judge you and are there to support you and just have your best interest in mind. Because we all know what it's like to have those fake-ass people around you, whether it's fake friends, fake family, whatever it is, around you, and they're just like throwing digs at you or making you feel small, just trying to dim your light. And believe me, I've had so many people in my life that have tried to dim my light. And a lot of them were successful at it. A lot of them fucking did dim my light. And I, unfortunately, let them. I don't know why, but I was scared. I was scared of being myself. So what you need to do is cut those people out if they ever make you feel like that, because you're more than that. And going off of that is stop taking people's opinions or judgments on you so personally. I mean, most of the time when people are judging you or they have some goddamn opinion that you didn't ask for, it's usually because they're projecting or they're insecure. And of course, I'm talking about like negative opinions or judgments that are just like not true, or that are just like, they're not helpful in any way. Of course, we all have flaws and we should be able to take criticism in our lives, but I'm talking about people that are just literally trying to bring you down and trying to humble you or whatever. It's usually coming from a place of they're feeling insecure, they feel a lack of something in their life, so they need to bring you down because they see you shining, they see you being a light, they see you trying to lift people up, and they want to bring you down to their level. They're just projecting because maybe they see something in you that they also see in themselves that they don't like. Don't get me wrong, we all do it from time to time, but it's important to realize, like, is what I'm saying nice? If I have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Okay, that goes to my next one is only seek your own validation. Like, stop trying to impress everybody. Stop trying to prove something to everybody. Stop trying to prove yourself to everyone. And this is something I'm still learning because for some reason, I feel like I need to prove my worth to the world, to the universe, and to myself, to my family. I don't know why, but it's kind of hard not to, especially when you've grown up with this certain level of like perfectionism your whole life. You just don't want to let yourself or others down. So it is very hard to unlearn. I hope you can just find that you need to just seek your own validation and stop living for others and start living for yourself. And my last word of advice is that life is really not that serious. It's not that deep. We're literally on a floating rock. And we're all going to go to the same place when we die. Basically, we're all just playing characters in this life. Like we're all just the same souls, but we're playing characters in this life. And it's really not that serious. So what character do you want to be in this life? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want to add to this world? Like what kind of legacy do you want to have? And what kind of impact do you want to have? That is what matters. You're going to remember something 50 years down the line, if we're lucky to make it that far, and just be like, why the fuck did I ever care about that? Like, there's so many other things that are so much more important in life, whether you live until you're 20 or whether you live until you're 90 or 100. Life is fucking short, so just live it the way that you want. And this brings me to the end. If you made it this far during this episode, my very first episode, then thank you for joining me and listening to me ramble. I really hope you enjoyed this episode so far, and I'm looking so forward to the future and what this podcast will bring. I have so many things I want to talk about. I literally have like over 100 topics already of things that I want to talk about, and I really hope you'll join me there. And I'm just really excited for this next chapter and what it will bring and who will come with me, and hopefully we can relate in some way or it can help you in any way. And I'll be posting new episodes every Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we don't give a care. That was a Mean Girls reference in case you didn't know. I love Mean Girls. I'd also love to hear any personal stories that you might have of times you've cared too much or maybe still do care too much. Thank you again for joining me. This has been my pleasure, and thank you. And until next time, we don't give a care.